This is another edition of the St. Peter's Peacocks Newcomers Spotlight, where we introduce Peacock Nation to some of the newcomers coming into Jersey City here in 2020. Joining me now from the women's basketball program is Rachel Kuhl, all the way from Old Bridge, New Jersey, the home of the Knights. Rachel, it's great to see you.
Hi, how are you?
Well, how have you been able to improve on your game? How have you been able to work out in this pandemic?
So, fortunately for me, I live in like a private development, so the basketball courts were always open around here. So it was kind of like the spot in Old Bridge to go to for everyone because they were the only rims and nets on the actual hoop itself. So I was fortunate enough to be able to utilize those courts a little bit, and then I just worked out a little bit in my basement and then kind of just ran around the development to try and get my stamina up, and that was really it to begin the pandemic, and now it's a little bit better. So.
Well, Rachel, let's talk about your game. You certainly distinguished yourself in your career as an Old Bridge Knight. The strength of your game is your playmaking ability off of the dribble. Are there any point guards that you like to model yourself after, whether it be in the men's or the women's game?
I've watched a lot of like Steph Curry, well, at least in my time, like Steph Curry. I have watched clips of like Super, Diana Taurasi. Those are some of like my favorite players I like to model my game after, especially they make the plays off the dribble like I like to do. They have the ability to shoot, drive, everything like that. So I've kind of just modeled my game after some of those people.
And I know that you are very proud of your hometown. You're very proud of the fact that you stayed home and played for the Old Bridge Knights. How has your coaches and your community helped you along the way?
My coaches, my community, they're very supportive people. I mean, playing for my hometown, it's definitely a great feeling. Being able to put on for my hometown in front of the fans from Old Bridge. Been able to know my coaches for years and years now. Since like the 6th grade, I've had a relationship with the high school coaches that I've had over the years. So it's definitely great. I love my hometown. I love being able to stay home and play at home. So that was kind of our motto, stay home, play at home.
Well, you certainly put on in your career as a Knight, being named All-Conference 3 times, which is very rare in the GMC. I want to talk about your relationship with your new head coach, Mark Mitchell. When you first met Coach Mitchell, what stood out to you?
So I actually, I met him at the elite camp. I want to say it was summer of 2019. I committed probably like a week and a half later. He had offered me there. His energy, his passion for everyone that was around him. He barely even knew me when I was there. So for him to just be screaming at me on the sidelines, telling me to shoot, telling me to do this, telling me to do that. I loved his energy, his passion. He definitely comes off like he cares for everything that you do. He cares to win and stuff like that. So being able to know that about him, I kind of felt comfortable with this decision that I have made.
I think the word infectious is a great way to describe Coach Mitchell's personality. He loves players that have a winning mentality. Is that something that you have possessed during your career?
For sure. I'm one that hates to lose, but I see losing as kind of like an opportunity to get better. But I think Coach does too. I think he's just a little bit harder on it, but he definitely loves to win. And I'm looking forward to winning a lot this year.
Well, you certainly have some talent around you, not just those that are coming in along you in this class, but those that are returning as well. What should Peacock fans expect from you in your freshman year?
They should expect a lot of energy from me, a lot of passion from me, the will to win from me. I'm a very competitive person. Like I said before, I hate to lose. Whether we're on the basketball court or we're just playing horse at practice or something, like I hate to lose. So they should expect a lot of competitiveness also from me.
Now, Rachel, you not only, when you committed to play for St. Peter's, you not only committed to the team, but to the university as well. What stood out to you about St. Peter's University and the area that made you want to commit?
I really loved the city feeling, being in the city, being close to New York City itself. That was kind of cool. I love how it was kind of like a smaller community, smaller classes. I love like the kind of like one-to-one with the professor. I like being in a smaller classroom and not those big like 500 kid lecture halls. So those were kind of things that like kind of stood out to me about the school itself, not just the basketball side of it.
Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today, and we certainly look forward to seeing you on the court very soon at the Yanatelli Center.
Yes, thank you for having me.